Hi everybody, welcome to what I'm going to call a special feature for the channel, but what really just amounts to a gigantic fit of narcissism. So this is NASCAR Heat Evolution. We are in the 2016 season, and as you can see, I'm driving the 83 of Matt DiBenedetto. I was just goofing off in quick race mode, but this turned into a super exciting race with a super exciting finish, which, like I said, I was just goofing off, so I wasn't recording it, but as soon as it ended, I ran and grabbed my laptop and recorded, at the very least, the replay, so that's what we're watching here. The reason I felt it was worthy of showing off, however, was because we are in simulation physics and I am driving at 105% AI difficulty, so the maximum AI difficulty. And like I said, just bout of narcissism after 21 21st place finishes in a row in career mode. I wanted to prove that I was more than a mediocre driver. So as you can see, we are 2.5 laps into it, and I've already picked up 6 positions because I absolutely love this racetrack. It wasn't really on my radar until I started playing this game, but after playing it, especially in sim physics, look as I go 4 wide there. Man, this track is a lot of fun, and it just fits my driving style perfectly. So the entry to turn 1 is where I struggled the most with this track. But the thing I love about this place is turn 2 is so forgiving. Unlike a lot of the tracks, which again, this is just my poor driving ability, I can get back into the gas and not have to worry about getting tight and drifting up towards the wall in turn 2. And then right here is where I was the fastest, so much faster than everybody else, right at the entrance to turn 3. You're off the gas just a little bit and then you're back on, and you can keep that foot planted the entire way around the corner. This track is a lot of fun. And like I said earlier, it just really fits my driving style. I like the big momentum tracks, but you're not in the gas the entire time either. That kind of track just seems to suit me. Okay, so the video is fast forwarding now. The reason I'm not making a hard cut is just for integrity purposes. I want you guys to know this is all the same race, but not to bore you to death, we're gonna jump to the next highlight, which happens around lap 9. So stick around, watch that counter, and once it hits lap 9, I'll start talking again. Okay, so we're on lap 9. I don't know if the recording really caught this very well, but try and look a few car lengths in front of me to Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's running in the blue and silver nationwide livery, I don't know how to pronounce that. But he gets super loose right here going into turn 3. Joey Logano runs him wide, and from where I was sitting out of the windshield, he got super sideways and made a big save. So I thought that was cool. But stick around, because now it's lap 10, and going into turn 3, me and Junior are going to have a minor bit of an issue. Don't worry, Junior fans, you don't have to crucify me. He was fine, I was fine. But just watch as we enter turn 3 here. I get a big run on him, but so does Joey Logano. Junior goes low, but he sees Logano is there, and he winds up drifting up the track into me. We make contact. Big moment for me. I had to get out of the throttle, but again, I love this track. I was able to save it and get enough momentum to go around Junior. Okay, so there was crossed flags. The race is half over, and I am already up into 12th. But this is where it's going to start getting hard. Joey Logano was the first guy to actually pass me back all day. So I really had to start fighting and clawing for every position from this point onward. I said earlier in the video that my best part of the track was right here, entrance to turn 3, and that was still true. However, my weakness, entrance to turn 1, was going to start to affect me, because now that I was up against guys that were just about as fast as I was, if I didn't make a clearance going into turn 1, then I would almost lose that position. It'd be a real big fight. And you see there we went 4 wide into turn 1. But this is what would happen. You see, as Joey Logano passes me back, is in 1 and 2, I would lose the position, and then in 3 and 4, I'd gain it back, but I would have to clear them, or else it'd be the same fight again. So here we are going into turn 3 on lap 15, and what's about to happen is a huge turning point for me in this race. As you can see, we come off of the corner, and for the first time all day, I am not in traffic. I am cleared going into turn 1, and that was huge. I was able to make up a lot of time, enter it exactly the way I wanted to, and then as we go into the backstretch, also big, the only time that I make a pass on the inside, and this one was a huge throttle control moment, trying to keep that stuck as close to the white line as I could so I didn't wash up into Kurt Busch. But yeah, I had been taking the handsome Harry Gant line, or at least if it's Michigan, the 2-mile Kyle line, the entire day. The only guy that I passed on the inside was Kurt Busch. Well, it is lap 18 and we are rounding turn 3 again, and I have clawed my way into the top 5 as I get to the outside of Carl Edwards and try and take over 4th. Like I said, entrance to 1 was one of my worst corners, so we're going to go in here and he's going to clear me, but then that turn 2, so forgiving. I get a nice big run coming out of it with drafting help from Casey Kane. And I'm able to squeeze the guys going into turn 3, lift off, back onto the gas, and I get a big run coming out of the corner. As you see, the timing and scoring has me scored at 3rd coming out of the corner. I can smell the lead right now, and so can Kevin Harvick as he goes underneath stage winner MTJ, trying to take away that lead. This is where the video gets good, y'all. Huge battle, big 6-lap battle for the win. And watch me in the 19 as we go down the backstretch. You're going to see a huge wiggle out of me as me and the 19 make contact. I nearly wrecked the car going down the backstretch. With the simulation physics, sometimes going in a straight line is the hardest thing, especially with my wheel. There's a little bit of a dead zone. Very difficult to hold my line just in a straight. But after almost wrecking, there I am in 3rd, battling for the lead. As Martin Truex Jr. goes underneath, tries to make that lower line work, can't get it done. Have you noticed that I've put on my announcer hat now? There's 5 laps to go. I can smell the lead. I'm smelling blood. I am within striking distance. As we go into my best part of the track, I'm going to get a big run coming out of this corner. Get right up alongside Martin Truex Jr. And I'm going to get a little greedy here. I'm going to try and go outside of the 4 car, knowing that I'm not going to take the lead this time. But there I am, side by side for the lead as Martin Truex Jr. tries the very low shallow entry again. I actually hang tough this lap. This was one of my better turn 1, turn 2 combos. But there I go, side by side with the 78, trying to take over 2nd. If I can take over 2nd, then I know that I've got Kevin Harvick. I was feeling pretty confident that if I could get Kevin Harvick one-on-one, if we could get some separation from this pack, that I could definitely pass him. My issue, as stated earlier, was right here. This is my worst corner, So as long as we were in a pack and I was pinned to the outside, which was okay because that was my preferred line anyway, but still, as long as I was pinned to the outside, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to actually clear any of the leaders. So you can see Martin Truex Jr. gets a good run coming out of the turn. He actually nicks me for second down the backstretch. The two of us are fighting hard, and Kevin Harvick just stays out front. But here I go with a big run, and it's too close to call at the line. At this point, I know that a victory is actually possible, but I know that I really have to buckle down in turns 1 and 2. And something crazy happened. I calmed down, and I started hitting my marks, and started running pretty well in 1 and 2. As Martin Truex Jr. squeezes me up against that outside wall. It's starting to become deja vu all over again. Me and Martin Truex Jr. fighting for second down the backstretch. And then along the front stretch, he goes low, and I actually led that lap. I am inching slightly closer to the lead every single time, and when I led that lap, it planted something in my head as there's 2 to go. I don't have to clear him. If I can just repeat what is going on, which look at this.
Look at this, look at this, right there.
This is an identical lap from the last 5. I think I can beat him. We're coming to the white flag now, and at this point, my heart is pounding out of my chest. I'm not calm anymore. We take the white flag, I nick him at the line again, and then I screw up turn 1. I dive in too deep, the tires don't grip, and I run it wide, and I think, oh no, I've screwed it up. Martin Truex Jr. is going to clear me, and I'll only be able to get Martin Truex Jr. I won't be able to go for the lead. And by now, I'm sure you've guessed the outcome of this.
And get up alongside of him.
Half a mile
Here he comes, here he comes.
Who's going to get off?
Here he comes, here he comes. He's got him this time.
It's going to be a drag race. Wow! They touch, they touch.
Craven got him. Craven got him and got him. All right. What a finish.
Sorry, I couldn't resist playing that audio clip. But was that not awesome? The final margin of victory for this race, as you can see there's the trophy, was 4 1/1000ths of a second, which if you include non-points events like the Budweiser Shootout, would tie for the 3rd closest finish in NASCAR history, behind that 2012 Talladega race where it was 4 wide, 2 deep, and of course the Darlington finish that I referenced with the audio there. There you see it, 4 1/1000ths of a second. That would have tied for 3rd with Mike Skinner at the 2001 Gatorade Duel number 2. So there you go. Now, just for posterity's sake, maybe, we're gonna leave the track. Just so you know that I'm not a liar, we're gonna go take a look at the settings that I have here. Also, we're not doing this challenge because I'll do that later. In fact, I did do that later. But like I said, just so you know I'm not lying, we're gonna take a look at the difficulty here. So here we go, into race settings. 105% difficulty, normal wear, all flags, and then we're going to go back so that you can see it was in simulation, full-on damage. So yeah, there you go. There's my complete narcissist, I'm a good driver video. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching if you did. The stop motions are coming. I'm working on those. But yeah, thanks for being a fan, and I'll see you guys at my career race in Michigan. See you then.